Greetings and welcome back to SwitchedtoLinux. Looks like I need to fix my camera a little bit. There we are. Hello everybody, how are you? John, greetings there. And Paul, hello, where is everybody? Wow, it's interesting. I don't usually start a video stream out with 4 people. I must be on the YouTube's blacklist again. Happens every now and again. More people might show up here eventually, but definitely interesting to see that few folks on. But anyway. Greetings, Thomas. How are you? Get well there, Thomas. Paul, how are you, sir? And Sensuous Webs, how's it going? Meow to you as well. So today we are going to have a look at Netrunner. Netrunner just released the 19.01 release. And somebody asked me to look at it, and I was like, yeah, better than the other distros that were available to look at. So Netrunner is based on either Debian testing or Manjaro. And so the idea is to have a completely integrated KDE build based on either Debian or Arch. And it also supports an ARM-based system as well. So now they do have a core and they have a traditional build. The downside is the file size of your download. It's about 2.7 gigabytes to download, and it only does have one desktop environment, and that is KDE Plasma. And so for those interested in that, you have this as another option out there. So we're going to have a look at it. I installed it, but I did not even run it after the install. So hopefully everything works. So you can come on over to the download page. The one that was just released is the one based on Debian Debian testing. My apologies. So the 19.01 has Plasma 5.14.3. Again, the size is 2.7 gigabytes, and it's based on Debian testing. They do have the Arch-based, the one based on Manjaro. This is still on Plasma 5.13. The size is 2.6. I'm not sure if we're going to get another update of this out soon or not. Maybe, maybe not. But it is a rolling, so it should generally have the most updated things that you can get. I'm not sure if he's just going to give us another upload or not. You do have the 1803 version, which you can get, which is a little bit smaller, running an older version of Plasma 512. And then the core is still very old. So I'm not sure why they are still advertising the core, because it is very old. Plasma 5.8. I mean, this thing's at least, I don't know, at least a year, maybe 18 months old. But regardless, those are your options. And you also have, if you come down to your download, you have an ARM installation. So you have a 64-bit Arch, or there's the Core 1701 and the 1803 for the ARM processors. So you can go ahead and they do say it does not run on a Raspberry Pi, but oh well. So if you do have a ARM computer, then definitely look into this. So this is, of course, for that Pinebook. So if you are looking for a distro to use with a Pinebook, there you go. You have one. As far as other things, they do have a forum. I didn't go to the forum. Let's see how robust the forum seems to be. Or it's just going to freeze on me. There we are. All right, so we do have information on the forum. It does look as though it is regularly visited, so chances are you're going to find any information that you might need. So with all of those items said, let's go ahead and boot up a virtual machine on this bad boy and see what we get. And let's see. Well, let's go ahead and have a look at some comments here before that happens. Anyone else jump on? Paul, you're trying to bark at my kitty? Wow. All right. Hello, Nicholas. How's it going there? Kyron Holmes. Hello. KO2610. Greetings to you. Looks like people are still not showing up, or at least not talkative today. I don't know. It's been a weird week on YouTube. The numbers have been doing weird things and stuff like that. So anyway, we'll get there eventually. All right. Now we have this wonderful, amazing black screen. It's just totally epic. Isn't this cool? Come on. Boot. This is taking a long time to boot. And I'm not sure if this is going to be reflective on this. I know everyone's going to be like, well, you're running on a virtual machine. Dude, you know what? my virtual machine runs just as well as real hardware. Okay, I built this computer to do this kind of stuff. The virtual machine works just fine. But this is a long distro to load. What is going on under the hood? I don't know. Oh, we still have a black screen of death. Snazzy Butterfly, hello. Just got home from grocery shopping. We might have a distro here to look at here soon. This is exciting. Waiting. Holy crap! We finally got a distro. We have a desktop. All right, so here, what? Oh lordy, it didn't kick out the ISO image. I gotta reboot it. Jeez, maybe it'll boot faster. Blah 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 blah. Waiting. Back to this again. If you need something that boots really fast, don't use Netrunner. Well, it booted. It just didn't boot well. Hopefully when it actually gets to the desktop, it actually works better. This is a mat, like Plasma does generally take a long time to boot. And we get this. This is exciting. Oh, wait. Is it fixing itself? Already a negative. What SDDM theme is that? Yeah. Isn't this an amazing black screen? Oh, Lord. All right. Hey, look at that. It actually... We're not getting... Text isn't rendering well. Oh boy, and I can't actually grow this out to, I'm just having to see if I can find my resolution that I need. 1920 by 1080, apply. See, so something keeps crashing in the display. You know what? I have seen this bug before. This is actually the bug if you attempt to install, yeah, the whole thing's frozen now. All right, I'm going with Netrunner 19.01 in its present form probably sucks. Let's have a look at the live key, shall we? Because apparently the installation is just completely frozen on me. Yeah, bye. Should we give it one more try? I don't know. We're gonna boot into the live key and we're gonna see what the live key does. It does not seem to want to run, and you know, if you can't get your distro to run correctly on a virtual machine, chances are you're probably not going to get someone seriously interested in running it long term. I know if I can't get it, unless they specifically tell me in documentation that it has issues with the virtual machine, then, well, do you tell me that in the get-go? Hey, I'll give it a shot. But if I can't get a typical distro working inside the virtual machine, then it's going to be a deal breaker for me. All right, let's see. Does the same for you. All right, Yu-Gi-Oh Master, greetings. Do you have the newest VirtualBox? No, I do not. I intentionally don't update a ton of different software on a production computer like this because if something goes awry, I don't have the time to fix it. So we're going to go ahead and boot it into the live key and see what the live key can offer us. And maybe we'll give it one more try at the end of the video here and see what happens. See, now it's actually giving me like full screen and stuff like this, and everything seems to be working. Now this is the live key. So the live key seems to work okay. So maybe we're going to walk through what the live key has to offer, and then we'll go back in and we will look at it again and see what we can get. All right, so let's see. So one of the things that you will see if you come in here, I thought their default was actually to give you simple menu. That is what my understanding was from the documentation, but they're giving us the application dashboard by default instead. All right, so as far as everything that we have installed under our games, we do have a lot of games. This kind of happens with Debian. It's one of the things I don't like about it. One of the bonus things that they give you, now there is some non-free software. So if you are a person that really wants to stick with the free exclusive, this is probably not going to be a distro for you. It does have things like Steam, and I believe it has Skype pre-installed as well, if according to the documentation. So we do have some games over here, including Steam. We have GIMP and Krita. We have Inkscape installed. So one of the things that I remember about this distro is that it really just gives you a massive suite of software. How many people really need Inkscape? Not a lot. If you're in a graphic design for doing logo designs and things, you probably are familiar with Inkscape. But other than that, probably not. All right, so here we have Thunderbird, we have Skype, Pigeon, KDE Marble. I don't remember what KDE Marble is. Somebody refresh me in the comments. There's Firefox, Multimedia, Audacious Cheese, Gmusic Browser, Handbrake, Kden Live, SM Player, Pulse Audio. Office, we have, we don't have the entire LibreOffice suite, but they did give us the 3 that are most commonly used, being the writer, the presentation, and the spreadsheets. System settings, most of the things here are just going to be our things like our main settings there. We have K-Wallet, just everything else that's pretty typical in a KDE install. We do have Synaptic as an option here. We have VirtualBoxes pre-installed. See, some of this stuff is like, it's interesting to have pre-installed WhatsApp and Telegram. That's really interesting. HookTube. So those are web-based applications. Now, is this the actual application or is this something like an ICE package? I don't know. Let's have a look. So this is actually just taking us right to the website. So those are effectively links into the website. So there's WhatsApp, there's Skype Web. All right, so that's kind of what we have on default. So as far as our theming, I actually really like this theming. Now, because I like the older skeuomorphic theming, the theming on this I think is pretty cool. Your typical modern user is probably not going to like it quite as much, but it is certainly a theme that I personally like. Let's go ahead and have a look at our system settings, and we do have other theme capabilities as well. Well, maybe we'll look at the system settings. Apparently we won't look at the system settings, so that sucks. There's network. Okay. So our Firefox is going to be Firefox ESR, but it is based on Quantum 64. So maybe it's not ESR. I thought it was Firefox ESR. Apparently it's not. I mean, they do give us Google. Why does everyone give us Google? You're like modifying Firefox. Give us something other than Google. And let's go ahead and have a look at our... I always got to pull up my LibreOffice, see if my spelling checker is working. Shortcuts. That was the word I was looking for. Yes. So it looks like the spelling checker or the spelling checker is working. And we have our synonyms out there as well. So our LibreOffice suite is completely ready to go. Let's see exactly what version we got here. So 6.1.4.2. So everything on this is very new. That's a good thing. Let's go ahead and have a look at. We have that's Skype Web. I think this is Skype version. This monstrosity is. I can't even go in and see about Skype without logging in. Microsoft, you need your head examined. That's exciting. All right, so as far as a desktop I see right now, I am seeing some stability issues, presumably because it's a brand new release. So maybe that's why bugs maybe aren't out of it yet. So hopefully we'll see more stability coming with it. There are a lot of software applications, so this would be really good if you have limited internet. So if you can get a copy of it, but you otherwise have limited internet, so you don't have to install a lot of applications, it really does feel like a full and complete system. As far as the out-of-the-box theming, I actually like the theming out of the box. It's not for everybody. I completely get that. Some people really like the flat modern theming now. I personally don't, but that's actually something you should be able to change in our settings panel. But being that our settings panel just kind of gives us a big black box. Hey, look, I actually apparently can, if I click stuff right, I can get things. I'm wondering if the problem is that the theme isn't built right. And so if I were to change the entire system theme, let's see, desktop theme. Let's see if I can actually, well, I would try another theme, but I can't exactly see other, let's apply, I don't know what I just clicked, but we're going to apply something. Okay. So the theming is working, like the panel is working, but the problem is I'm actually, ooh, wait. I can get stuff now. I'm trying to get the Windows settings. No, that's accessibility. What I need to find is I need to find the nope. I need to find the windows to change the windows. I think that their dark theme isn't optimized and fixed right. So I'm going to go ahead and give this distro presently a 2 thumbs down. This is just not usable right now. In its current form, it is not usable. We are going to shut this guy down. We are going to attempt one more time to run it. Let's see. So that should now be running with on the disk that I installed it to. Let's see if it actually boots up for us this time and allows us to actually do things. That would be kind of neat. So as of right now, I'd stay away from Netrunner. I think there's just some bugs that need to be fixed. Anyone use the E17 desktop environment? I am using Bodhi right now, and it sucks. I hate it. In fact, I'm going to need to ask you guys, which distro should I run now? This is not making it to the end of the week. It is frustrating. Yes, I know how to use it. It's clunky and frustrating and doesn't really work. Hey, at least we got, it's like where's Waldo? Where's login screen? Yee! Yeah, let's try this again. So let me know which distro I should try out next. Bodhi is not running well for me. CJ, yes, we are doing well. Thanks for the review. Always interesting. Is the live chat still working? It seems to be working. Live chat does seem to be working. Try Antergos with GNOME. See, this is nice. My splash screen works nicely. Oh, people are wanting me to run Antergos now. All right, so here we are. Now, we're back to this again. Let's go ahead. Oh, wait, hold on. All right, let's go ahead and run. Let's go into my settings. See if settings works on this one here. No, same thing. It's just an issue of this. Now, here's I think what's happens here. I think I have seen this problem before. When I was installing KDE on Linux Mint Debian edition, when you go and you install your KDP package or your KDE packages, I'm trying to. The entire system froze out again. So when you go to install your packages for KDE, there is actually one that was not installing on Debian, and I'm wondering if that's what their problem is. What the package will do is it prevents the window borders and things from showing. So you have an otherwise functional desktop, but window borders won't show. Now in this case, right now I have a virtual machine that is completely frozen. So installing this on a virtual machine, booting it up, it completely freezes for me. So yeah, I don't endorse Netrunner at this point in time. Is there something else we should look at? Let's see, GNOME 3.30 distro. So you read my comment, yeah. Everyone wants me to try Antergos next. All right, I'll do Antergos next. I need to do my comprehensive review of Bodhi with the finalized rubric, and then I will. So what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably record that video, that final video on Bodhi, and I'll record it and maybe I'll release it. Maybe I'll do that as my Sunday video, and then I will put Antergos on here somewhere in between now and then, and we'll get a chance to see what Antergos looks like. So that's kind of what yeah, Bodhi. There's too many issues with Bodhi. It lacks the polish. Like it's a Windows manager, of course, that runs. I'm guessing that like i3 would run a lot better than it. It's like you know what it's supposed to do, and you could kind of get used to it if it wasn't so clunky and actually did what it was supposed to do. Kind of like Netrunner. It's just not doing what it's supposed to do. So sad. I was hoping to actually, spend half hour looking at Netrunner, but apparently Netrunner doesn't want to run. How about Netrunner 19.01? So my guess is there's some bugs, and we'll probably see that working down the road. I don't know, maybe I should throw it on some hardware and see if it actually works on a hardware. I don't know. Did I want to stick with Debian? I don't care. The only thing I can't do what I'm doing is I can't do something that takes me a ton of time to set up or a ton of documentation. So obviously we're not doing Gen 2. I'm not installing Arch from scratch, all that kind of stuff, because I don't have the time for that. I got too many other concerns that I'm doing. It's got to be something that spins up without a ton of time. Take us a tour of Cinnamon. Yes, that's a good thing to do. Let's go ahead and do a tour of the Cinnamon then. Let me double check. I think I have one thing in my online accounts I might need to turn off for security. I'm going to remove you. Okay, good. All right. So a tour of my desktop. All right. So of course I am using Linux Mint 18.3, and the reason I keep it at 18.3 rather than updating all the way is everything is working. I know everything is working, and I don't want to have to fight with any headaches, and I really only recommend really rolling up changes if you absolutely need to. So I'm running Linux Mint 18.3, Cinnamon 64-bit. Cinnamon version is 3.6.7, which I think that there's probably more bugs in it than I would like, but that's okay. I'm running Linux kernel 4.13, Ryzen 5 1600 processor with 16 gigs of RAM, and I have a spinning Rust 1 terabyte hard drive with an AMD graphics card, which is, I think it's the R5. I forget what else. It has 4 gigs onboard memory, and I just forget the exact specs and numbers of it. All right, so the reason I use this one is because my most productive environment is a classic Windows type environment. I have the launchers over here not pinning to the taskbar. That's significant because as I'm doing real work, I might need to kick up another instance of this, and I like being able to come down here and just simple click it without doing other finagly things like middle clicking, which not all mice have, and things like that. So I set it up exactly like a Windows, including lower right corner. I can throw the mouse down here, click the button, and minimize all windows up to the desktop. And so this is kind of what I set it up as. As far as applications, this is only used for this for video editing and book writing type stuff. So I use Blender, not as much on this login account, but on my other one I use it more extensively. I use GIMP, I use Inkscape, Scribus gets used, FileZilla not as much, Zoom not as much, LibreOffice I use that quite a bit. I use Audacity quite extensively, Kdenlive nearly every day, OBS for most of my things, like what we're doing now is OBS, Simple Screen Recorder for if I'm just doing a simple screen capture type thing. So, of course, I have over here, I have on my favorites, Software Manager, Settings. I have Display. The reason I have Display is my current setup, if I'm doing a standard Office screen like I'm doing here, the setup is this way. But if I'm doing like news or anything that requires the green screen, the monitors simply get inverted and moved over on the desk. So I have a dual monitor setup, and then I actually have displays here so I can just pull this up, swap my displays, and click apply and go. And that way I can very quickly jump back and forth. GIMP, Kdenlive, and OBS, these are the most used applications. So of course those are all on my favorites. And then everything else is just kind of set up. I also have, if you right click here in New Document, I have my basic video build and my top 5 video build. These actually run different Kdenlive templates. So of course my my top 5 videos, which is my Monday series, this one loads with all of my top 5 green screen banners already dropped right in here. All of these have the chroma key already enabled. My number banners are here. In the event they're not put in with the video, they're already over here. So I have my context menu set up to create the types of videos. The basic video is just a simple video with my start screen in there, so it saves time getting things running like that. Of course, I haven't cleaned the desktop off for a little bit. After it gets about to the end of Debian, I take the time to clean the desktop off. So that's kind of my setup. Here's virtual machine, of course. I have several different boxes. Like Windows 10 box is actually if I happen to need some Windows application, so this never really gets touched. Knoppix is this year, and the goal is to learn something about latex, and Knoppix supports latex out of the box. So I have that set up, and then the top 3 are actually the machines that I will use and jump back and forth. Although I was doing some databasing for somebody on the Linux Mint 19.01, so I'm not deleting that one at any point in time soon. So that's kind of how that system and setup works. And this is why I use Linux Mint Cinnamon. It is, you know, completely compatible. I'm dual monitoring with no issues. I can jump back and forth. The thing is fast. It's extremely fast, and that's kind of funny because if I want to load something up, you know, if I click a button, no matter what I'm on, it doesn't matter how lightweight the distro is or how lightweight the desktop is, Cinnamon is, in my experience, the fastest desktop for actually doing something. So I'm even noticing over here on Bodhi, when I first come in and turn on the computer and I want to get something running, I have to come up here and I click on all the windows I want to open, and it literally takes a minute to load up. GNOME does the same thing. It just takes forever to get loaded. I find I don't use XFCE enough to see how fast that would be. Mate, I think, is fairly quick, but man, Cinnamon, I click the icon, boom, it's open. And that's for me, it's interesting because it's not the most lightweight desktop, but it's, as far as operation and using it, it's just wicked fast. And that's really what I like about it. All right. Now, if you came on here late, we tried Netrunner. It didn't run very far. It fell flat on its face, and we decided to put an end to it. Bodhi's supposed to be light on system resources. Maybe that's why it's crappy. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. Very happy with MX Linux. Yeah. So using i3 right now. I think a 30-day run on Arch Labs. Okay. Non-runner. I've used Manjaro-based one before, and it worked fine, so maybe it's a Debian thing. Greetings from Poland. Hello, Poland. How are you? It's just another place on Earth where Linux desktops users bravely take on like 10-year-old stereotypes. It's midnight here, so I'll check the vid tomorrow. All right, man. What about Manjaro? I run Manjaro every now and again on there. Antergos might be one I'd like to try and tackle. I really want to see what are the differences between Antergos and Manjaro. I ran GNOME 3.28 was the last GNOME version I ran for a long-term test. And so running 3.30, I want to see how that runs. So I think Antergos GNOME is probably a good bet to run on that. And I actually found GNOME to be not a bad desktop to run on the Media PC. I like KDE, although it's a little buggy for what I do. I found GNOME to be very stable. I'll be a little slow. So we'll be curious to see if 3.30 fixed that. Cinnamon works the best, but it's not my favorite desktop for that particular computer, which is just testing different things. So you guys using Antergos OpenBox because Sparky Linux KDE setup gave you problems. All right. Netrunner from USB Live works fine. Yeah, it worked fine going into the live key. It did not work fine installing it on the disk. Should get a laser pointer for the cats. I got it for my cat, loves playing with it. Yes. Yeah, I have a laser pointer. Tried using Farron with Cinnamon. It's a good experience. You could try that. I could. I mean, Farron it's just basically a mod of Linux Mint Cinnamon. So, maybe. Horizon's good. Absolutely. I really like the Horizon. However, it is DDR4. It is not DDR3. I actually I had 64 gigs of DDR3 RAM. No, 32 gigs of DDR3 RAM. And I had to sell it all and get DDR4 because Ryzen is DDR4. Tried Netrunner 19.01 on my hardware today. It was working fine. No bugs so far. I haven't fixed the problem I had after launching. An app wouldn't launch. Yeah, maybe it's just not running on a virtual machine well. Maybe real hardware might do it. I don't know. AMD, and it's the budget way to go. Absolutely, yeah. Frankly, I think it's just as good, if not better. It rocks, it rips, it rolls, it rocks. The only system freezing I'm having, I think, is actually related to this new combo I got, keyboard mouse combo. After I put this on, my system has frozen about once a week. It's exclusively, I think it's due to this. I'll have to test it again and see if pull these back off, put the old ones back on, and see if it worked. It's just that this has no cable. Woohoo! Antergos 1812 is what I recommend because 19.1 is bugged. Big time. Oh, okay. What is wrong with 19.1? 3.30 is decent. 3.28 is so slow. Yeah. XFC is fast, like using it with Arch. I can say that on my Peppermint build, I never have to wait for stuff to open either. GNOME 3.30 made you turn to the dark side. Well, it wasn't that that made me turn to the dark side. It's the fact that dark side has cookies. Film Wasteland. So now you're trying something else, starting with NetBSD maybe. I could. I was just recommending Antergos. Well, I just logged in my computer and it doesn't boot. Uh-oh. really like your channel because you take time to respond to everyone. I appreciate it. Absolutely. I try to, and, you know, as the channel gets bigger and bigger and bigger, that gets harder and harder and harder, but, you know, I still try to make the effort anyway. So, yeah. Well, we've run out of comments. We've run out of that. Let's see if I have another distro in here I haven't looked at yet. We got to do more than a 30-minute video. Let's see what's in my downloads folder. Not a lot. Netrunner 19.01, the installer will fail, and even when installed, it doesn't boot. Pizza, are you running 19.1? Is that what the issue is? It's a new version of Debian. And let's see. Hello, Anarita. Greetings. Fiance just yelled, "Don't show it." What? Don't show what? Sick, but nothing stops me from watching. Well, get better, Anarita. Definitely get better. Get some rest. Maybe sip some lemon ginger tea or something. My wife loves it when you're sick because you don't nag as much. All right. Let's see what else we got. Oh, you know what? Let me show you guys this. I don't remember all the steps I took to do this, but I ran the Arch Labs, and I ended up getting a graphical software installer working. So let's go over and do that. We're going to jump over. If you came on late, Netrunner tried to run and fell flat on its face, and so we're just kind of biding our time with other things. So what we're going to do right now is I looked at Arch Labs a few weeks back, and it's pretty cool. In fact, if I really wanted to run Arch, like pure Arch for a while, Arch Labs kind of converted itself into more of a like an Arch installer than anything else. And so I went ahead and experimented with this, and it looks like, did I run Cinnamon? Yeah, so I ran Cinnamon Arch. And what I ended up doing with this is, of course, one of the concerns is that it doesn't actually give you any package managers. So I went ahead and installed our package manager from Manjaro on it. So now I actually have the ability to come in here and graphically install software. So here I can turn on the Arch user repository. I can do general things here. I can update the system. So if I were to actually be trying to install a pure Arch, I might actually just use Arch Labs for it because I found it to be a very useful situation. I do prefer keeping a package manager over here because I just don't always have time to research what I'm looking for as much. Like if I don't know the exact install, if I know exactly what I'm wanting to install, I'll go ahead and do it. So let's see if I can remember exactly the steps. You basically had to build a. It's not going to work for me. Okay. So here's kind of the steps we did to make this work. Let's see if I can remember here. All right, so all right, so what we needed to do is we needed to Well, first let me make the screen bigger so you can actually see. Is there a way to make this thing bigger? My apologies, there is not a way I can see to make this screen bigger. So we needed to... No... We need to download this application, YAJL, and let's see, cloning git, package query, I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I found some instructions to do that. Yeah. This is why I don't live in the Arch world as much. But I was actually able to get a software installer on there. So this guy is actually also running Cinnamon. And let's go ahead and look at our settings, see what this one does. This is running the latest version of Cinnamon, which is your... 4, I believe. Go with system info. So yeah, this is running Cinnamon 4.0.7, kernel Linux 4.14, which is actually this one here, installing Arch Labs, running the latest kernel, it would not install. So we ended up figuring out that we had to fix it that way. But here you can actually go onto your online accounts and you can connect a variety of different online accounts and sync things. But yeah, I was able to get this running with a software installer. So you actually have the ability to install this. There are instructions on how to do that. I just basically found them online and walked through those. And you had to download the package from a repo and then build it. Let's see if I can do history. So here you go. So we had to install base dev. We had to clone the POMOC Arch user repository and build it. That's basically it. So now I'm remembering. All right. And let's go ahead and shut that one down. Go back to comments. Budgie desktop is best. What about chaos? Yeah, I could look into that. Okay. Need a recommendation for distros which will fail on less than 30 minutes. Here's a list. Sabayan, ArchSwag. Yeah, I ran Sabayan before. I didn't have any real issues with that. I think POMOC and Octopi were both made by the Andragos team. Trying to drink yourself nuts. Hey, I don't drink myself crazy when I do Arch. Yeah, I know how to do things. I just don't bother with it as much because it just doesn't have the stability that I like. It's a bunch of, do you want to do this in the terminal? Type install from what I saw, Arch Labs. Yeah, when you run the installer from Arch Labs, it's just it gives you a good installer to get Arch running. It's also easier to maintain than RPM or Deb, which is. Just too lazy to go for Arch, plus no patience to learn the commands. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I like Arch has a very good purpose. Some people need to be on the cutting edge of things. I don't. And frankly, I don't like it when my things change cutting edge. I don't want cutting edge. I'm happy relearning a new system every time I get a different computer. Reinstall what I need and relearn the applications. I don't got time to mess with stuff otherwise. Okay, like Ubuntu-based distros, yep. Run CentOS 10, GNOME 2. There you go. Pamuk is the Manjaro team. Making Pamuk Qt to replace Octopi. Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and have a look at my, let's look at Antergos. All right, so let's see. Download. There we are. Download button, top of the page. There we are. Really? I don't need to know how to create a thing. I need to know where your download button is. All right, so Antergos live, Antergos minimal. Let's go for the live. Yeah, I know. Bodhi got removed. Bodhi made the naughty list. All right. So maybe we'll just be spinning up Antergos here in a second. Just give it about a minute or so. All right. Let's see. What do you consider to be cutting edge? Arch. Antergos has schoolwork I need to do. And that is why I run Linux Mint. It's precisely why I run Linux Mint. Because I don't have time for my system to break down on me when I'm in the middle of trying to do something. Like, if it dies on the media PC on this build, screw it. I'll just spin up what's on the hard disk inside the computer instead. But, yeah, you only need one command for Arch. And to be honest, Pacman, done. Of course, a few command options, still a few more. Gauss installer always fails for me. Good luck, yeah. Wasteland agreed. If you know the terminal, you can learn Pacman. Things will be fine. Wife brought me a nice warm tea with honey. Very nice. Very nice. All right, there we are. We are done downloading Antergos. Let's go ahead and boot this bad boy up in a virtual machine, shall we? Should I kill Arch Labs? No, let's kill Netrunner because, yeah, it was a non-runner. Arch. Going to go Antergos. Okie dokie. Disk image, Antergos. And move my comments over here so they don't get hidden. Let's go ahead and start this bad boy up. Boom. All right, so we have some options. We have, okay, so this is actually cool. I'm gonna go ahead and start this. I'm gonna record this if I can. No, it captured my mouse. Let me, my mousey go. All right, so here we are. We are going to look at Antergos, and when we first downloaded, I downloaded the live key. We have the option to go live. We have an NVIDIA fallback, so if you are running an NVIDIA graphics card, go ahead and use your NVIDIA fallback. We have a VESA fallback and a non-graphical boot. We're just going to go ahead and boot this up in the live instance, so let's go ahead and see how this bad boy works. We were going to be looking at Netrunner today, but it was a non-runner. It started to run and it fell flat on its face, and so we're going to have a look at Antergos instead. I'm going to run Antergos next. I am extremely sick of Bodhi, and so we're going to test this. I'm going to see, is it unstable like pizzas, and it broke when he's trying to do homework, or is it going to be amazing, rockin', awesome, stable, and cool like everyone says? I don't know. We're going to see. But anyway, this is our basic build. It looks like the live key gave us the option to do our gnome. So let's see what kind of gnome we're looking at. Does it have a little pointy hat or not? Oh, just leave me alone. Thank you. All right, so we are on GNOME version 3.30.2. Of course, you can see I'm running this on a Ryzen 5 1600. I have given this thing 4 of my processing cores, and I think 4, either has 4 or 6 gigs of RAM. I can't remember how much I gave it. Default, we have Chromium. Default Calendar is a text editor. Why is a calendar a text editor? Anyone? Bueller. All right, so let's go ahead and have a look at this guy here. All right, pull up our menu. We have Add Remove Software, Archive Manager. Here's an updater. Software update, weather. So not a lot of software on this out of the box, which is probably just fine. Okay, that is... I have the latest version. Let's go ahead and install this bad boy. Let's see how well it installs. No, I'm not hiding behind a proxy. Leave me alone. That's where it, okay, next button is on every other installer. All right. Okay. Sure. US English looks good for me. Okay, so this is here where we can pick our desktop. So we have Budgie, Cinnamon, Deepin. Ooh, we have another option for Deepin desktop. GNOME, we have i3, KDE, Mate, OpenBox, and XFCE. We are going to run GNOME. It'd be interesting to see how they do the Deepin desktop, but I'm actually going to run GNOME. Let's see. Accessibility packages. We're going to turn those off. Don't need that. Don't need Bluetooth support. Chromium web browser. Sure, why not? Sync your GNOME settings between installations. No. LibreOffice. We're going to say no for now. I'm going to turn off printing support for now. Steam and Plan Linux, we are going to say no. Recommend using additional cache. This installer needs to download a ton of packages from the internet. Don't care. It might fail. That might be a reason it fails, by the way. How would you like to proceed? Is this, well, how do you pronounce this guy? Is this Cinch? Cinchy? I have no idea how to pronounce that. Okay, we're going to erase disk and install Antergos. And warning, this will erase everything. That's fine. All it was is Netrunner. It doesn't run. Not runner. Net won't run. What is this? This is Antergos. Antergos PC. Antergos. And my super secret password that is definitely not going to be Antergos. Require password to log in is just fine. Good. Yes, we are ready to run the installer. All right, let's see if that goes. All right, let's see. Never heard of either of those. Great MX tools. I think Manjaro is stable, to be honest, but you need to be careful. I've never had any stability issues with Manjaro at all, actually. I realize a lot of people have. I'm not saying other people. It's just I haven't. I did run it for 2 or 3 extended tests, I think. That's why I've included it on my recommended list. I thought it always ran great for me. I agree. Arch is sometimes very cutting edge. Cutting edge equals breaks a lot. A friend told me Void Linux has improved a bit. The repos have gotten bigger. Well, I tried Justos. I don't have time for that. Yeah. It's going to deduct a lot of points for Antergos in my review. A lot of Arch users don't need cutting edge at all and likely don't benefit from it. Equal fanboys. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I found that there's actually a niche of Nextcloud fanboys that didn't apparently like my video. A lot of you guys did, but man, I got some negative stuff on that. Like, it was just like, dude, like, chill out. and I don't understand why like people don't listen, but it's like, yes, this is installed on a cPanel. Why? Because it's actually easier to install Nextcloud on a cPanel than deal with the server maintenance of not doing it on a cPanel. Especially when you're a web developer, you have access to WHM's cPanels and VPSs, and you manage about 30 or 40 other websites. Yeah, trust me, I will keep running on my cPanel. Excuse me for not installing it and spinning it up on my, server somewhere else. I don't know. Arch is most popular because of rolling release. Using the rubric we created. I will be using the rubric, yes, for when I do Antergos and for when I do Bodhi. It will not be for the Netrunner because I'm not doing the rubric for what I look at in a virtual machine. It has to be installed on real hardware. I was having problems updating the new kernel in Ubuntu. I tend to stay with LTS and use friendly distros, and my applications do not need the latest versions. Yep. To change kernels is a pain on most distributions except the Arch tree. I'd agree. Mint is actually pretty easy to change the kernels too. Although you don't always get the latest ones. I mean, it's easy to change it among the ones they want you to use, I should say. Antergos is having a problem installing. Your grub will be missing. All right, my grub will be missing. That's exciting to know. Pretty, but I really do not like the icon. Oh, petty. Okay. No grub. Yeah, next. Yeah. Pronounce Cinchi. Cinchi, I guess? Okay. It's a Cinchi. All that said, said no, so many need to change the kernels. Yep. Cinchi. All right. Tried installing Antergos on my system. Grub is missing on all of them. Wow. Manjaro is fine, but KDE broke on Manjaro in 2018 on my system. Problems with suspend. Keep things up to date. Probably don't need to, but nevertheless. Regards to Nextcloud, I like to use containers for things. That's the nature as much as possible. Hello, NicoBit, a.k.a. Sad Error. Yes, how's it going there? You're still alive and here. Well, welcome. How are things going for you? Nothing will beat the Manjaro kernel switcher. Joe Johnson loves Manjaro. Yes, we know. Response to Arch most popular because of rolling releases, despite rolling release because of the repository and flexibility. Finally got Antergos to boot. Seems like you're late. Yes, Netrunner is not happening. It was a net stopper. Now I can't get YouTube playback to work. You're not filling me with confidence here, man. You're just not, dude. You're just not. No. Am I gonna have to deal with this crap? I mean, that's why I install it on an external hard drive, and if it gives me problems, I just go back. There is a Linux installed on the hard drive in this computer, so if I need to, I'll do that. If it's a really critical thing, I just wipe it, install Ubuntu, and be done with it. It is almost done installing. It's installing Linuxy stuff. I don't know if it's going to be installing Grub or not. Apparently, it probably won't install Grub from what I've been hearing. Let's see. Welcome if you are just jumping on. We were going to be doing Netrunner, but it didn't run, and so we're going to look at Antergos. We did a lot of bouncing back and forth. Father got a new laptop and come with Windows 10, and my father said, put the sexy OS on it. Thank you and call me when it's done. Fine. Not much done other than playing games and coding. It's what I do. All right. Hey, games and coding. There you go. That's life, right? Tosses on wind blows. Yep. Yep. He'll get hacked in one day, and then he'll be doing a live stream. It's going to automatically reboot on him, keep on nagging him to reboot, and he'll be like, "I'm done with this crap." I know it. All right, so it's installing software I will probably never use. Installing ACPID. Hey, kitty, please leave my camera alone. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Kitty's up here just chilling. He's like, I'm chilling, yo. Use mobile devices running full Linux environments. No, I have a smartphone that runs Lineage OS. I'm going to do a live stream to review off my phone when the Switch is done. I really got fed up using FOSS software as lack of support in my workplace. Get a new VPS soon. Still haven't had much done. Got some Christmas money. Bought some Raspberry Pi stuff. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, it's generating localities now. Configuring system startup. Kitty! Excuse me. You stinker? I told you not to do that. Oh, that was exciting. Install. It says it's installing a bootloader right now. Of course, it looks like it froze on installing a bootloader right now, but it says it's installing a bootloader. He wants the treats, probably. Which distro did you put on your... Let's see. Kitty looks no different. No. I'm on Windblows also. Just bought an AIO 24. Dell does not have DVD built in. Want to install Linux Mint 19.01. Antergus was my first Arch-based distro, and I'm still alive. Yeah. Looks a little chunky. Now he moved a bit. Quit feeding. Yeah. I guess it's time to see CJ being really adorable. Yep. Well, I mean, I think that it has indeed crashed. It appears to be stuck right here. You notice that the bar died. Uh-oh, wait. And no, it says installation complete. We're going to say no. We're going to boot down the system. And we're going to kick out the disk. And boot it up and see if it boots. It looked like it crashed, and then it said it worked. You're using the cat command right now. Well, it looks like it's good. Houston, I think we have a desktop. We might have a desktop. Is CJ still on Puppy Linux? Yes. CJ is still on Puppy Linux. All right. There's restart, suspend, hibernate, shutdown. Well, that's not a very intuitive way to get into the system. But it is what it is. Entergos is the worst Arch experience I've ever had. The installer crashes a lot. Also had a huge bootloader. Still have the Arch script laying around, but I don't use it much anymore. All right, so let's go ahead and first let's go into our settings and see if we can get this bad boy full screened. If I can remember how to get this bad boy full screened on this. Displays. Resolution 1920 by 1080. Apply and keep. Here we go. All right. Houston, we have an Antergos. Let's see what other backgrounds we have on this bad boy. Backgrounds. Nothing special. We just have, I guess, that one Antergos, and we got this one. Everything else is pretty pretty standard. That's cool. I like that background. That's a pretty background. We're going to run with that background for the demo here. All right, so we have Antergos now, and let's go ahead and look at our details again. So we're GNOME 3.30.2. Is Antergos Linux? I don't know exactly which version of Antergos I downloaded. I'm not sure if anybody else was paying attention or not. Here is the thing that I hate most about GNOME is the Nautilus. It is my least favorite file manager, but nevertheless, it is there. There's that. We have installed. Pretty much, we shouldn't have much of anything installed. Let's see, books. What is books? No books found. Ooh, can I access books? I'm gonna switch back over here for a second and go to my network locations and download a book. Documents, books, and should have a more recent one than that one. Copy and documents and paste. All right, there we go. All right, there we are. So I logged into my network and I went ahead and downloaded me that. Let's see, that wants to extract. Can I open with another application? View all. I'm guessing that books is an ebook reader, is it not? Okay, cancel that. Hey, look at that. It found my book. Whoa. That's well, I got the whole title on there. Can I, like, properties? Yeah. I'm going to declare that I think that this ebook reader sucks. I don't have an option for a table of contents. It doesn't do. I mean, this thing sucks. Holy crap, this thing sucks. Yeah. Author, date, name. Yeah, a good ebook reader, it's going to have an option to show me the table of contents, other properties. There's a lot of things that it should be able to show me that I'm not seeing. Copy that, paste it over there. Let's go back to that. I want to see if it's embedding fonts properly. Let's So it's not even embedding fonts properly, which is typical on most of your ebook readers. Not all of them embed fonts properly, but I should at least be able to pull this down and see a table of contents, something any e-reader should have as a table of contents. So that ebook reader sucks, but hey, at least they give us an ebook reader. We have Presario, Chromium, Contacts Evolution, Documents, Settings, Software Updates, Maps. We have Weather. And we do have the tweaks installed. Of course, we do have the dash to panel over here. Is it dash to dock or dash panel? I forget which one that one is. Dash to dock. My apologies. So we have that option enabled. That's actually a nice feature. That's something that that is very useful for when you're running this. So that's actually something that's kind of neat. And let's see. We have fonts, keyboard, top bar. We have application menus, title bar, filters. So everything's kind of turned on. It's it is actually a pretty nice setup here. So yeah, Antergos so far is looking decent. So yeah, I think what I might do is I'll do my final video on Bodhi. Maybe I'll do a couple videos on Bodhi. Some of the things I like about it, some things I don't, and then I'll probably switch over to this for a little bit, just on my main system. Of course, this version of GNOME does not support desktop icons. I realize there's some extensions that will do that. But every extension I've looked at is horrendously horrible. It is crappy. And that's one of the reasons I don't like the direction that GNOME is running, is they're getting rid of functionality like desktop icons, and extensions really don't do justice to those extensions. I'll see if I can illustrate any of that. Let me go over to I think they've even taken out the ability to even work off of the desktop. Let's see. Entirely. Yeah, they've kind of gotten rid of that entirely. All right. Do we have... Looks like we do not have a extensions, GNOME extensions put up. Anybody remember the website for that off the top? Okay... We do not detect a copy of GNOME running on the system. Well, that's exciting to know. I'll need to look into that. So that's going to be something I'll look into. But yeah, we'll go ahead and have a look at that. This is it Pac-Man? Is it SY? I forget. Is that what I need to do to install? I forget. Okay. Yep, apparently I was right. See, I'm not lame when it comes to this stuff. I just don't prefer it. Let's see if Firefox sees GNOME installed on the PC. GNOME extensions. Ew, Google. I just Googled. All right, so this actually allows us to, this sees GNOME. All right. we will have to do some documentation on that. All right. So caffeine, I usually want to install something like that. I'm actually going to get that working when I get it running on the system. So just to know I can anyway. All right. So there's that. So, so far, I mean, Antergos looks okay. It'll be interesting to see, do I get some of the same issues that other people are getting, where do things break a lot? What are some of those issues we're going to see? Let's see, icons, Numic Square, Numic Light, Square. Actually, I don't mind these ones. All right. So I guess there's Antergos. Yeah, we'll go ahead and run this. So let's go ahead and close this guy up, and let me know what you think of Antergos in the description down below. Well, comments down below, I guess. Wow. My brain's not working, apparently. All right, let's see. We got a new laptop. Let's see. Did that. Yes, CJ is still on Puppy Linux. Right, Kitty? You're on Puppy Linux? Yes, you are. All right. Tom went with Dell for my father. Laptop on G3, something like that. Yep. It's a cool login screen. Which one's that? Yeah. I really like Nautilus. What's my beef? Okay, the beef. Number one is when you're transferring files, it doesn't do nearly as good a job of anyone else's of all of the other managers of giving you a status of the file transfers, and it doesn't give you a separate window. It gives you the little icon attached to the top bar, the panel bar on the window. And then when it's done, it gives a pop-up which overwrites some of the things. So when you go over and do some other window file management inside that window, you'll get that bubble pop over, and it kind of gets in your way. A lot of just little issues like that. It doesn't, it seems to be very slow on connecting to a lot of things like networks and things. It's much slower at that I've found. And it is... you know, of course, that's kind of the core of why they're getting rid of desktop icons. It's pulling out of Nautilus. So that's, for me, I don't like it. Use KDE, give Kubuntu a shot. Been using it for weeks. Got a new computer. First time I'm not distro hopping. I actually quit distro hopping because I don't care. Yeah. I'll do KDE soon again. I'm going to run GNOME for a little bit, and then we'll jump back to KDE maybe. I like Dolphin and Nautilus. There was another one like Dolphin. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Dolphin. Dolphin, for me, is the only other one that can compete with Nautilus for my most hated file managers. I like Nemo, Thumar, Kaja. I think all those are great. Use Thunar for file manager, simple and basic. I like it that way. Reason I move around is so I never walk up to a server and look stupid because I don't know how to use it. Yeah, and that's why I jump around on different distros. It's not as good as Calibri, though. Left GitHub because he didn't need it, apparently. Yeah. I like Ocular for PDFs and other ebooks. GNOME software, it has nothing because it's GNOME. Yep. Calibri is good. I use it all the time, although I do not used to read ebooks, but use it for other things. Yep. Just got Kobo because my Kindle Touch wouldn't sync with it anymore. I don't have... wow. Gave it to my fiance. Well, Snazzy Butterfly, my books are available on Kobo. Sales pitch. Okay. Should change the name of the stream to everything else but Netrunner Live Look. I probably should. I probably should. Yes, yes, indeed. Let's see. I'll probably delete the stream when we're done, or at least I'll put it under private and I'll release the Antergos videos, what I'm going to do. Used to like Ubuntu until they started to use Snap. Problem, some of the Snap programs which I try to open are slower. Yeah. That's all of these. Preaching to the choir, right, kitty? First sideload my books. I have a hard copy of my ebooks, so I know what I have. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and Snazzy, if you want to read my ebooks, you can download them. If you're US, you can download them directly from me. Anywhere else, you can download them from PayHip. It will give you, it gives you a zip file with the EPUB and the Mobi file, so whichever one works best for your setup. So you can sideload your books there. GNOME 3.32, I think they removed that function completely to get desktop icons. 3.30, I think it is already gone. Oh, not even with extensions? Why? Like, if they're pulling stuff out, someone creates an extension to add it, ergo someone wants it. For crying out loud, leave the functionality alone. It's like elementary. They keep on going in and breaking all the things people want there to be. Breaking news. Linus suing GNOME for ruining his OS. You can with Kindle as well, but my Kindle Touch just didn't work anymore. But I have been wanting to see if I was missing out on anything. You have to install Chrome GNOME shell, huh? Okay, I'll look into it. Depends on the content of the file. XZ is by far the best file for general compression. Yeah, I think Y is the update. I'm used to SY, so. Like KDE, then Manjaro KDE is nice. Boots 2 seconds slower, but other than that, yeah. 2 Kobo e-readers. I prefer e-reading on a tablet as e-readers have the ink technology for the eyes. Yep. Now you need Chrome GNOME shell. Yep. Even if you use Firefox. Yep. I'll get that when I actually install it on the real computer. Install Chromium, I think, through Chromium browser. No need for PPAs. So the tiny pie chart that fills up with no percentage, yeah, that's justified. Yeah, that is one of the biggest things I hate about it. What I do, I transfer a lot of files back and forth between different systems, servers, and whatever else. I cannot have that stupid little pie chart. It so interferes with my workflow. 3-year-old nephew is using my Linux Mint laptop right now. Cool. Awesome you're getting your 3-year-old nephew into Linux this early, but I hope he's not on the computer a lot, man. Debian just released version 15.9. Can you do the usual video on this release? Maybe. Soon CJ will need a pillow on the desk, yeah. Well, he's got a mouse pad, so of course I'm snazzing it right now, but using the software center, if you are, don't, because all apps there are snaps. Oh Lord. Okay, Thunar is my least favorite. No dual pane, no hotkeys. At least for Mint, they added dual pane to Thunar. Well, I mean, I like Nemo better than Thunar, but greetings, Benjamin. Yep. Feature mission on Thunar is when you start typing, it only inputs one letter. PCman FM, it keeps accepting input that makes navigating just as the keyboard much easier. Yep. GNOME devs didn't listen to the community at all. Got annoyed by this. I emailed some of the head leaders of GNOME. They heard the community, even Stallman, GNU project lead. Yeah. Cat reboot needed. He's getting bored. Uh-oh. Cat kitty treats needed. Wasn't connected, so he had to inform him. He said he would try and do something about it. Yeah. Like the privacy. Want to SwitchedtoLinux polo shirt. Yeah. Do a lot of file transfers. Why I asked about compression before. I'm pretty sure I don't have this polo shirt's one of a kind, but I do have other polo shirts available. I could probably mock up something like this. So if you go to shop.switchedtolinux.com, that will take you over to my store, and I have things over there. Let's see if I have polo shirts. I don't remember if I do or not. Hoodies, baby clothes, t-shirts. Maybe I don't have polos over here. Yeah, actually looks like I do not have the ability to do polos here. If I have enough people wanting polos, I can get some made at the local store and ship them from here, but there's a huge problem with doing that kind of stuff as far as stocking inventory and things like that. I'd have to have enough people that want to buy one in advance. Views, thoughts, opinion on the Wine software crossover called Crossover by Codeweavers. I really don't know anything about it. Ubuntu 18.04 with Unity is awesome. There you go. Wine is useful with Lutris. Wouldn't want to use it without. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and feed the beast. Oh boy, kitty. Oh boy. Oh boy, we get to open a whole new package for you. What do you think of that? They're fresh. They'll be brand new. What do you think? You're gonna moon everybody, aren't you? You're gonna moon people, huh? Oh boy, kitty. Oh boy, stick your paw in there. Stick your paw in there, buddy. Go for it. Stick your paw in there. Go for the paw. Go for the paw, you lazy cat. Get the paw. Get the paw action going. Going. Did you get one? I don't know if you got one or not. Here you go, buddy. Oh. And let's back up this camera, this camera, this camera. Ow! He bit me. You bit me, you little buddy. Here. Oh, no, 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 no. There you go. Ready? Are they finger licking good? Yeah. You like these ones, huh? You like them, don't you? Yeah, that's it. I think you even got 4 today. I think you got more than usual. Yes, you got more than usual, kitty. Yes, you did. There you go. All right. All right. Well, apparently the cat's being a fair weather friend, so he's like, yeah, I had my kitty treats, now I'm out of here, yo. Don't knock my other camera over now, please. Want to get off the desk? I don't want you knocking the other camera over. There, down. Get down. Thank you, buddy. All right. Windows apps, but after the 5th glass, I forgot what I was doing. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Merch is awesome. I just became an uncle this past week. Maybe getting one of those. Yeah, there you go. And you get the code of conduct one. I have cat ones as well. Oh, wait, hold on. What is the cats and tinfoil hats on? I do have the sub to the cat. Let's see. See what I have in the way of the baby's accessories. All right, so... All right, so baby bodysuits. We got the RF, no preserve root, code of conduct on a variety of different things. We got sub to the cat because the human is crazy. So we had the full regular... Oh, yeah, switch to Linux, you fool. Looks, apparently I don't have the ones for those with just the basic logo. On the mugs, I actually have cats and tinfoil hats mugs. Those are pretty cool. There might be a mouse pad of that one too. I can't remember if that was available to put on the mouse pad. I don't think that ended up being made as the mouse pad because the sizing resolution wasn't good. All right. My thoughts on Ubuntu Touch. I really haven't played with it, so I can't give a lot of thoughts. When the Librem 5 phone comes out, it'd be neat. I would probably do Plasma over that one, but I would probably do that one over GNOME. So I don't really have much an opinion on it. It's just I haven't looked into it a lot. Cat's very, very chill. Every cat I met is crazy. Yep. CJ Moon the people, and who cares about what the snowflakes say? There you go. Is my cat the only one that lets people give her belly rubs? Oh no, my cat does the belly rub thing too. My cat does a cuteness bomb. He'll come right on up to you and he'll do a somersault right in front of you and lay there with his paws like this with his belly exposed so you give him a belly rub. It's irresistible. I mean, it's kind of like the monkey on Black Ops, right? On zombies, you know, everyone just kind of goes near it. It's just fun, you know. We need is gift cards. How long does it take to get TJ to cooperate long enough to get a picture of her for cats and tinfoil hats? That picture, I had 2 seconds to get that photo. All right, guys. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up for now. So I will probably hide this, so keep a copy of it if you want to watch it or share it later. But I'm going to hide this stream, and we'll just go ahead and put up the Antergos video instead. So thanks for coming along, and don't forget to check out the shop.switchedtolinux.com. Of course, there is your link for that, shop.switchedtolinux.com. You can also support me at thinklifemedia.com. That's my individual support page, and other things you can find at switchedtolinux.com/support. So thanks for coming along. Hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. And Pizza is streaming, so check out Pizza's stream.